Oh, howdy folks. What are you doing chilling in there? Oh well, welcome back to another episode of Cook with Bev. It's going to be a special episode today. She's my birthday and she's going to get a little bit wild. Well, we've got a special episode for you. We're going to do some pork belly today. We've got a little bit of skin on and a little bit of skin off. So we'll get some crispy ones and we'll get some soft juicy ones. So bear with us. I'll get this pork belly out and we'll get the barbecue out and we'll get a cook underway. Okay, we'll be back with you soon. Alrighto folks, here we go. I've got the Weber all set up with a nice snake in there. I've got some apple wood there about midway through the snake to give it a little light smoke. And I've got this nice piece of plum wood that I've got from home. Actually, come from a bloody plum tree that I cut down. So we'll use that. I've got my skinless pork belly here that I've already diced up and seasoned up. The tray we'll use as a drip tray in underneath. And I've got my skin on pork belly here that I have pre-sliced underneath, if you can see that folks, and seasoned. And on the top I've got a bit of salt here to help draw out some moisture so we can get a nice clean crispy skin crackling later on. So I'll get the grill on the barbie here. I've got my briquettes here all ready to go. So I'll get these out. I've got my tongs. I've got about half a dozen briquettes here that I'll stick at the start of my snake. So I'll get those in there, and that'll just give us a bit of heat to start off with, and that'll ignite the snake and get things going. We're aiming for about 250 Fahrenheit, low and slow, and we'll cook them for a couple of hours at least, and then I'll get the instant read out, and we'll have a wee check of them, see how they're feeling, see what temperature they are, and we'll judge the cook from there. But for the moment, that's all good. We've got our briquettes all lashed up. They're going good. So I'll get the grill on. And I'll put that pan in underneath, folks, later on off camera. So you'll see that later on. I'll chuck our piece of plum wood on. Get some smoke going. Right, so we'll stick our salted one on first, and we're going to do this skin up with our salt on, and that's going to dry out and go crusty, and we'll just crack that off later before we get our skin all nice and crunchy. So I'll stick that. Our heat source is over here, so I'm just going to try and judge this. I'll put this one on here. And I'll get these ones in, and they'll just go in here, folks, and I'll finish that off and get that drip pan in underneath to catch all the drips, and I'll come back to you later on, probably about half hour in, and we'll just have a wee peeky sneak, or I should say sneaky peek. Sorry folks, I'm about 4 beers deep already. Told you she could get messy. Okay folks, we'll get back to you soon. Righto folks, you'll see I've got the meat in there now. I've got some nice smoke coming up. I've got my salted pork belly here with the thick end in towards the heat source. Obviously as that snake burns round, I'll keep twisting the grate around to keep it as far away as I possibly can. I've got my trip tray down and underneath there. I've got my wee sliced already prepared burnt ends here, as far away from the heat source as I can. Obviously I put the biggest piece in as close as closer to the heat source, because it will take a little bit longer to cook. But there's the update. We'll put the lid on there now. I'll turn my thermometer on and hook that up to the Bluetooth, and we'll just keep a track on it. I've got my air vents wide open there at the bottom, my air vents wide open at the top, and I'll turn those around so that they opposite the heat source. That way that heat and smoke will get pulled through the meat. And we'll leave that for 30-40 minutes, and we'll have a wee sneaky peek and just see how they're going. And until then, folks, I'll see you soon. Alrighty, folks, welcome back. It's been we're about 2.5 hours into this cook here. We had a few issues with our temperature. We've been a little bit low, under temp for a while, so I've had to put some more fuel on and get it up a little bit, but we're sitting around that 275 now, so we're going to have a wee look, and I'm pretty sure these things are going to be about right to go. So we have a wee look there now. We're about 1/4 of the way through our snake. These things have got a nice wee bark starting to form, still pretty hard, so we'll have a wee probe here. So that's around the 160, 170. So I think these things are 170. These things are going to be good to go in our trays now and good for a cover up. You can see the salt here is really dried up here on our skinned belly. So we'll get into this. Now I've got some ingredients here for a bit of a glazy up. We've got some Rufus Teague apple, smoky apple sauce. First time trying that. We've got some brown sugar, and I've got a wee bit of cider here. That's just to cover the bottom of the pan. So we'll get these things in here. Oh, I've got a bit of butter too, sorry. Got some butter here as well. So we'll get these things out of here. I think we'll go these here into the big pan. Oh, they're looking bloody nice. So yeah, we had some temperature issue, folks, so I had to put another bead of briquettes in there. It took a little bit, but the temperature started to pick up. We were sitting around the 210, which is just not quite high enough. We really wanted it around the 250 to 270, but we're there now. But it's taken a little bit of extra time, and that's just a thing that comes with trying new foods in the grill. And you just got to experiment around it, but it's never going to happen right the first time, I don't think. Well, sometimes it does, but with a recipe it's a little bit like this, a little bit harder. So we've got our salty pork here. Now I'm just going to leave that there for a minute, because I think I'll put that in after I add the ingredients. So we're going to give these a bit of a cover with the old sauce here, just a little taste, because we'll be using this to make another final glaze up later on. Sorry, I'll stick a little bit in there, and the same with the butter. Get a little bit soft in the sun. That's good. And then we just want to add enough cider to just cover the bottom of the pan, just for a little bit of apple fruity sort of a taste. Now this is the first time doing this, so this is all an experiment really. So I think we'll leave the salt on for the moment. We'll crack that off later on. So we'll just stick that in there like that. And I'll cover those up with the tin foil, folks, and get them back in there, away from the heat source as best I can. And we'll give them another hour, and then we'll give them a bit of a probe. We're going to be probing to tenderness is really what we're aiming for. But I'll get those in there, and we'll come back later on, and hopefully things will be looking real good. Righto, folks. It's been about an hour or so. We'll get the lid off here and have a wee look at these burnt ends. I've made a wee bit of glaze up. It's just the barbecue sauce that you're seeing there, with a little bit of pineapple juice just to and some brown sugar to make it a little bit more sweeter, stickier. So we'll got the Insta-read here. Not that we're actually going to take a temperature. We're more going for a tenderness. Oh, they're nice and soft. Beautiful. So we'll get them out of there. Put them up here on the cake rack. Don't listen to the people in the background, folks. They're trying to make me crack up, but it's not going to work. So we'll get these out of here. And we'll get the glaze out. And we're just going to give them the old dunk technique. In fact, I'm thinking I'll stick that over there just to save my table getting a bit dirty. So we'll get that on over top of the drip tray there. As we shuffle around. Sorry folks, I'm a little bit worse for wear. It's been a long day, but we're soldiering on. Get our glaze. We'll just give them a wee dip. And up and onto the cake rack. So I'll carry on with that and finish them off. And what I'm going to do now is we'll get this one here out. Now this is our skin on belly. So I'm going to pull that one up out of there, scrape the salt off. Oh, it's fallen to bits. Actually, change the plan there. I'm going to need something a little bit more high temp than the gloves that I've got on. But I propose to put this on here with the skin side down, and we're going to try and get a nice crackling, get that real nice and crispy. That's the plan. And I'll carry on with these, get them in the thing, and we'll give them about 20 minutes and they should be good to go. But yeah, that's it. We'll come back to you later on. Thanks folks. Righto folks. Been about 25 minutes. We'll have a look at these fucking burned ends. Oh, sorry, pardon my language there. Oh, look at those. We managed to get this one in here skin side down, so hopefully that's oh, look at that. It's gone nice and crispy. Righto. Let's have a wee try one of these. Oh, that's soft. Soft and squishy, folks. Look at that. Oh. That is delicious. I have to say, that is absolutely beautiful. A little bit of chili in that sauce, but very nice. Excuse me, folks. That is delicious. Absolutely beautiful. I have no doubt in my mind those ones there are going to be just as good. It's very crispy. Let's watch what we're after. But anyway, thanks for persevering with my birthday cooking special. Sorry folks, there's people behind. I did say she could get messy. Anyway, absolutely beautiful, and like always, She's gonna be tasty. Tasty, boys. She's gonna be tasty, boys. Don't listen to him. Thanks very much. Hopefully we'll be back in a week or so with another great recipe. Until then, like I said, she's gonna be tasty, boys. Well, how are you, folks? I just thought I'd do a little follow-up here. It was a big day yesterday, and the end of the video there, things got a little bit out of hand, one would say. Anyway, a few lessons were learnt while doing this cook. The skin on one that we made come out really good. The skin effect, the crispiness was perfect, but we should have really taken the salt off before we put it in the pan and covered it. They were just a little bit salty, but I mean still well and truly edible, but just they weren't the flashiest. But the skin off ones, fantastic, nothing wrong with them. They were brilliant. Very happy with that. So I just thought I'd add this little bit so that you could learn from my mistakes. No doubt we'll be trying a pork belly again at some stage, so we'll see how we go. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, she's going to be tasty, boys.